Welcome to the Leadership Kitchen, where together we explore leadership concepts while having fun cooking. Today, we'll be exploring some ingredients that you may need to create a performing team that meets the objectives that you set for them. So, what are the ingredients that you may need to create a team that performs well and works well together? Is there even a recipe? Well, glad you asked. In fact, there are many recipes or guidelines to create a team, just like there are many recipes to create your favorite cookies. That being said, you must choose one that is aligned to your objectives or your taste and your environment. Not all recipes will work for you. And you may even find one that is very close to what you're looking, but not quite. So what do you do then? Well, you fine tune it and make sure that you find the right recipe for you and your team. A team, what's that about? Well, as you likely know, a team is made out of people, right? And these are the people that you will have hired to join your team and make sure that you're able to accomplish the objectives that you want. Now, these team members or employees, of course, also come with their own experience and skills that will be important for you to leverage in your daily work. So these will be our team members, very important and the foundation of our team. Would that be enough though to make sure that they perform well all year? Well, not quite. Although I'm sure you've hired the best you can with the people with the experience that they need to perform that work, you're still going to have to train them and help them through their career and also gain new skills, because it is very rare for a workplace to stay stable all year long. There's always disruptions, there are changes in the organizations or in the market that you're playing with, new technologies, new ways of doing things. And so what, as a leader, should you be doing then? Well, I would suggest that you make sure to create a development plan. Yes, a development plan. That's where you're going to be sitting down with each of your team members to understand where their career is going and what skills they may need to develop to either make the next step up or to be more efficient of what they do every day. A development plan can actually be many things. And to start you off, I would propose the following. Of course, you want to develop the skills, as we said, right? So training is going to be important for that, right? And be as specific as you need, depending of what their tasks. It can be very technical training, or it can be soft skills like, how do I manage meetings? How do I interact with executives? Emotional intelligence. There's a whole lot of those, right? Also, I would suggest that you explore coaching or mentoring, right? So that people get great feedback on what they're doing based on their training and other tasks they may do every day. And for those that are looking, for the next level up, I would suggest some exposure, right? Try to bring your team members that are looking for that, in front of directors, in front of executives, to learn how these people conduct business, right? It's typically very different from a team member space. See how they negotiate with each other, how they express and how they communicate. But you know what? Sometimes even the best laid plans will have some kinks in it, right? So as a team lead, don't worry and actually get hands-on to get the kinks out, right? And help everyone along. Isn't cooking fun? I'm sure you're curious to know how it's gonna end up. So, we're gonna work on a bit on the development plan. And once it's ready, we'll be back. Working hard on the development plan. Almost ready. Great. Okay. So, we're getting ready to create a wonderful team. So we have our team members that with their skills, and we now have our development plan. What's left? Well, we're going to have to take our team members through the plan. Of course, we're regularly not going to do that all at once, right? Some of the tasks or training will happen, every other week, a month, a quarter, and some may even want some executive training or MBAs, and that can be a very lengthy process. But as with everything, you actually adapt to what your team members and you as a team lead need from them to do. You're going to go through the plan with each of your employees, make sure it fits, and that you're going to get what you're looking for. It's going to take some work, right? It's not going to be easy, but it is very important. And I think development plans are sometimes things that leaders either forget, or if they don't know what to do, they just skip it altogether. And for any of the team members that may need some career advice or some training guidance, but don't know exactly how to do it, that might be detrimental for them. So please, as a leader, make sure that you do visit your development plan. And I do also say, please make sure that you review it throughout the year with your employees, right? Because maybe the company needs new skill sets that you weren't thinking about when you created the original plan. Or maybe the employee tried a few things and decided that maybe management is not something he's looking for, so would rather go more technical. And for that sense, then you're making sure that all the efforts that you've made throughout the year with the development plan always stay current. And some of those developments can actually be part of your performance targets, right? If you want to make sure that people keep getting new skills all through the year and not just sit idly. Of course, even if they're doing their job great every day, to be future-proof, you do need to continually learn things, right? Either product training, technical training, as we said, or soft skills. So we'll continue a bit, getting all the employees through the plan. And are we done after? Nope. There are a few other steps we need to consider. And one thing I'd say is that, although this is very, leadership type, where we make sure people have objectives, that they have a plan, there's one thing that we should never forget, though, of course, is to have fun, right? Now, the amount of fun here represented by the delicious chocolate chips, the amount of fun for your team will depend, of course, right? Recognizing that depending on what you do and your industry, fun can't necessarily be part of your everyday operations, but you need to make sure that it is present either at town halls, off-site meetings when you can. So that amount of fun is for you to gauge and make sure that you have the proper amount. So there's no real recipe for that. You just go with your feeling, your experience, and based on mine, this should be enough. So we combine the fun with the team members, the development plan, keep things interesting, right? So again, it takes work. You're going to be working day in, day out to make sure that your teams are learning what they need, that you understand where they're going. Are they achieving what you're expecting? Are they having fun? Are you having fun? Right? Now, we've talked a lot of the team members, but yourself as a leader, you also have to do the same thing with your own leader, right? Do you have a development plan? Do you know where you're going? Do you know what skills may be required for you to do a better job as a leader? Maybe financials isn't something that you're very good at, but it's an essential skills if you want to move up. Go and explore that. Do you have a mentor, right? It's great that your employees may find one, but you as well. It's really important, especially when trying to move up. The mentors you're going to be looking for are people that are hierarchically in the org chart, higher. And maybe it's a director, maybe it's an executive. When we're talking about mentors, though, it doesn't necessarily have to be in your enterprise. Of course, it may help for some of the exposures, but as long as you pick someone that is performing at a level that you wish to get to, and the way they're doing it is compatible with your life philosophy or how you'd like to achieve things, that will be a good mentor. Okay, so the team seems to be pretty ready. What will be the next step? Well, again, we've developed them, but we need to make sure that the objectives as well are very clear and that you will bestow on each of your team members specific responsibilities, right? Not all team members will have the same tasks. Some of them will take smaller tasks lists depending on what they can perform or what we actually need them to do. And other team members, let's say our higher performing team members, may need to take on more tasks to keep them motivated and keep them learning. So for each of your team members, you need to make sure you do this. You can adjust if you need to, right? Maybe someone that you thought could actually just do a small bit can actually, based on the feedback that you've gotten, right, you can add more to them. And so you work through each of your team members every week, every month, every quarter, and make sure that they have all that they need, that you as a leader have provided the proper objectives, the clarity around it, and especially your expectations, right? It's one thing that you provide objectives, but you also need to be clear to your team how you expect them to meet them, right? Maybe a certain number is one target, but you'd like people to do it in a specific way. So be clear. Our team makeup and responsibilities are now all assigned. So what we're going to do now is going to take our team and put them in the work environment and see how they perform. Now we're going to use our very special time machine here, and we're going to program it so that we can actually go 12 months in the future. And we'll see what our team looks like after 12 months. Let's go. So your team has been working hard for the last 12 months. Incredibly, I'm dressed exactly the same way I was a year ago. Isn't life amazing? So let's go see how the team did. So from the looks of it, our team performed well. We don't have any employee that's burnt out, which is a great sign, but do mind that throughout the year that depending on what's going on in the company or the stress level that either of them have experienced, that they don't fall into any burnout or high stress level. So keep an eye on that. So don't wait until year end to get that notion. Do check in with your employees very regularly. Now, after a year, typically what is it? It's time for the performance reviews. So we're going to let our team here cool down and take in the whole year's worth of experiences, the highs and lows, so that they can prepare themselves to meet you as the leader and grade their performance. How were things? Did everything work out as expected? Did they follow the plan? Did you follow the plan, more importantly? And are you ready for your performance review? So all that to say is, to have a great team, right, you need the right people. You need to make sure that they have the right skill sets, that you are able to provide them with a development plan to help them along in their career. Make sure that you have team members operating as the more efficient as they can. But as I said earlier, don't ever forget that you need to have fun. That is very important to keep morale up and make sure that people are really happy to be on your team. With that, see you next time. I'll be going and talking to a few of these team members. See ya.